So, if you're a footballer, it's so important to be nailing your nutrition if you want to be performing at your best. I didn't return to professional football until 24 years old, and in the years leading up to that is when I started properly focusing on my nutrition and recovery. It's no surprise that my performance has improved. I was quicker, playing better, more explosive on the pitch, and getting stronger in the gym. After years of training, studying, and learning from other players, I now have a good understanding of exactly what I need to be eating each day in order to perform at my best, day in, day out for both training and games. So today I'm going to take you through exactly how I balance my diet, what foods I eat, and how I fuel my body whilst dropping body fat to ensure I'm in peak shape for that first game of the season. As always, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let's get straight into another video. Right, welcome back everybody. Welcome to another video. Thought I'd kick things off with a full day of eating because, as you know, I'm still in my dieting phase, so I thought it'd be good to share an in-depth view of how I'm currently eating, exactly what I eat in a day to sort of stay lean, drop a bit of body fat while still fueling up for pre-season. Because, obviously, as you know, came back from America a little bit chunky around the middle, should we say. So, since that, been dieting for about 3 weeks, and I think I can't remember, it's like 10 millimeters down in body fat, so it's all going in the right direction. Meal number one, to kick things off, is obviously going to be the yogurt bowl, which everyone always batters me for, saying like, how can you eat so much yogurt? It's not that bad. Just literally chuck it all in one and then you're good to go. But we've been all guns blazing, in all honesty. So we've had 3 pre-season games now. We started off with Bamber Bridge at home. No, sorry, Bamber Bridge away. Then we had Halifax yesterday, second pre-season game, which was good. And then we've actually got Burnley. Burnley's first team in a behind closed doors friendly on Saturday. So imagine that. Me coming up against Kyle Walker. How do, Kyle? You want to get in a TikTok? Or me getting in a foot race? Go on, show him line, Toby. Show him line. You'll be all right. So, we'll see how that one goes. But always good to get minutes in the legs. That's the main thing. Now, like I say, week 3 is underway. Week 3 is underway. Week 1, I was rusty. Not going to lie. I mean, there was one point in training, I've gone to pass the ball with my right foot. Kicked it with my left and ended up like kicking thin air. So I was like, what an impression this is making. But I feel like I'm finally through it now. That's what pre-season's for, innit? So you got to get these things out of the way. All about preparing for that first game of the season, which is fastly approaching. But like I said, there's a lot going on. We've got a team bonding day in Manchester in a couple of weeks' time. So we're actually going to a bottomless brunch. Now, my mate Neely, my new mate Neely, actually holds the record for this bottomless brunch. I think it's 10 pieces of pizza, something stupid like 10 pieces of pizza in 20 minutes. So the place where we're going, he's actually got like a signed photo of him on the wall, like holding the record. He's got like a Fleetwood shirt here and a piece of pizza like this, and he signed it because obviously he holds the record. So we're obviously going to go and see if we can go and beat that. But yeah, my mate Neely currently holds the record for 10 slices of pizza in 20 minutes or something like that. So we're going to go and attempt that. There's a little bit of a team bonding day. And then pre-season tour, we're off to the Isle of Man. So a lot of teams go to America, Thailand, China, whatever it might be. We are off to the Isle of Man, which I don't know whether it's another country, another place in Europe, in the UK, but we're basically getting the ferry there. And that is our pre-season tour, which I'm sure will make for good fun. But we're actually playing my old team there. So obviously when I came up, I was playing for Altrincham. And that is one of the games that we have scheduled. So it'd be nice to see some familiar faces, obviously playing against them. But feeling in a good spot. Like I say, training's going well. Weight's coming down, feeling fitter, feeling more agile and ready for that first game. But meal 1 for today is the simple yogurt bowl. So the world's biggest bowl of yogurt, load of fruit. It's about 400, 350 calories, I think. I will plug them at the top of the screen there for you if you want to give it a go. But work's a treat. Look at all that food. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Healthy, high in protein, and perfect way to kickstart today's full day of eating. So let's get straight into another video. As I always say, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and let's get stuck into the rest of the day. Always remember to drink your water, ladies and gents, because if you don't, you're probably going to die. And on that note, let's head out for a coffee. Right, let's cook. Okay, here we have it, ladies and gents. Meal number 2 of the day, tigerine curry. I have really pushed the boat out with this one. I'm not going to lie to you all. Move these blister plasters, they're not for eating. Putting that GCSE A-star and catering to good use. I did say I always have pretty much the same meals all the time. So I was like, right, you know what? I need to start venturing out in the kitchen a bit more. Put my chef hat on, get the chef whites out, and start cooking up some decent meals. So the biggest meal of the day, again, I've not worked out the calories for this, but when I do, I'll plug them at the top of the screen here for you. So tigerine curry. This is essentially going to fuel me for my training later on today because I'm going to get down to the gym. Potentially might get out for a little run. Not too sure yet, but loads of protein, good carbs, pretty healthy, all the veg in there as well. Like I said, look at that. Chef Toby pulling off an absolute cracker. So we're going to get this down us, and then not really too sure what the plan is for the rest of the day other than gym. The world is my oyster. I can do what I want because it's a day off today with it being a Wednesday. So we'll see. These, by the way, thought I'd touch base on this. My feet are an absolute disgrace at the minute since we've been back in for pre-season. I've got the world's worst blisters and it sort of leads me on to story time. So there's a guy in football, it's like very well known in football, he's called the Foot Lord or the Footman. Basically asks for pictures of your feet and he pays you money for it. Now, I've never done it, but I was thinking to myself, I was like, this would be worth an absolute fortune because I'm not going to get it out for you, but I've got like the world's fattest blister on my foot. So hence why I've stocked up on Compeed. Trying to get the best sort of possible care for these little feet of mine, or should I say big feet. So going to get this down us, and like I said, we'll then get moving with the rest of the day. This could take me a while to eat, I'm not going to lie, because it's absolutely massive. So finish this, and I'll catch you when we are doing something else. Don't know what, but I'll see you all later. Just an FYI, before I get into obviously eating, I would like to confirm I've never sent pictures of my feet and never plan on doing, so that's that covered. Lordy above, it's hot. Very hot, some lovely weather, 26 degrees, I'm absolutely roasting, hence why the sunnies are on. We're currently en route to the gym for the first and only session of the day. I was going to do a little bit of light running just because it's pre-season and all that sort of stuff, but apparently tomorrow is a tough session. So running's taking a back seat. It's literally just going to be a case of getting to the gym this evening. Well, say this evening, it's 4 o'clock, but this is session number 1 of the day. I am officially the most mentally weak person ever. I've tried to stop myself from caffeine. I think I've basically just got a really addictive personality, is the best way of putting it. So I told myself I wasn't going to be doing caffeine because in the season I don't like to drink it and then just abuse the stuff on a game day. However, the time is 4 o'clock and I've had 3 cups, so that's not gone down too well. However, it does mean that I'm now in a very energetic mood, should we say, for today's gym session. So just a little bit of light upper body and I'll catch you in there. Workout done. One very sweaty boy. Or should I say man? I'm a man now. Basically, today's session was just a little bit of light upper body. That is what my sessions consist of now. If I'm not training at football, I just do like a little top-up session. So a load of bodyweight exercises, and then I throw in like one movement, which for today was bench, working on the old chesticles, and then a little bit of a sauna session. Hence why I'm very red and look rather flustered. I have just picked up this chocolate protein shake from Optimum Nutrition. No sponsored post there. That is just me going into Asda for a quick fix, because one thing that I'm trying to do, my Whoop has essentially suggested that I'm eating a little bit too late to bedtime, which isn't good for sleep or for your sleep routine. So I'm trying to have my last, I need to shake this. Oh, the lid wasn't on. I'm trying to have my last meal by about, clearly wasn't on tight enough. Trying to have my last meal, I'm having a stinker here, trying to have my last meal by about 8 o'clock at night. So the time is, I don't know what the time is because my engine's not turned on and my phone's facing me. So I'm guessing it's around about 6:30. So I'm going to quickly have this and then one more meal. So standard taste test whilst live on YouTube. Yep. I can confirm it is chocolate. It's not great, to be fair. About 50 grams of protein. In fact, it's absolutely terrible. That's how you know it's not an advert. But 50 grams of protein. Not actually too sure how many calories I've had. I need to work that out when I get home. But I'm assuming probably got about 600 left for the day. So on that note, let's head home. A little recap of the day so far. I've just checked everything on MyFitnessPal. We're at 1900 calories and 195 grams of protein. So that'll leave me with, if my maths is correct, 600 calories left to play with, which is a pretty good guess from when I was back in the car. So still sitting at 2,500 calories each day. Now, wanted to jump on here quickly to explain again, if you're a footballer, I wouldn't necessarily recommend dieting like this, especially in season. Now, don't get me wrong, you can drop body fat in season. It is doable, as I'm sort of showing at the minute. But essentially, you want to be aiming for that first game of the season to be where you're in peak shape. So when it comes to in season, you obviously want higher calories. You want to be able to perform at your best. If I was to continue eating like this throughout the season, chances are I'd burn out because I've just not got the fuel in the system needed for the intensity of games. So like I say, it'll last me around about 6 weeks in total, probably a little bit longer, more like 8, because obviously I started a little bit before we were back in pre-season, and then my calories will slowly increase. So when the season starts, I'm normally at, say, 4,000 calories per day, which seems like a lot. But when you're playing games Saturday, Tuesday, on top of training, on top of gym work, obviously you're burning a heck of a lot of calories, so you need to obviously refuel to get those back into the system. So I've got one meal left for the remainder of the day. Not too sure what that's going to be yet. I'll get the chef hat on again, start thinking of what I can cook up for a recipe, and then we'll take it from there.
Random though, unless we go up round there where it's quiet.
We can do. Change of plans. We're now having a kickabout. Not Wembley Sevens, but 2-touch. Now, this used to get very, very intense when we were younger. So we're just going to do this for about 20 minutes. You can't do this when you're living in Brighton, can you? It's one of the perks of being back home. Go on, send it this way. One of the perks of being back home, obviously get to spend time with my friends, family. I've not got many friends, just Benji. But yeah, going to have a little kickabout. And we'll see. Oh my God, look at this guy running here. Like Forrest Gump. Don't know if you can see that. Puts me to shame. But yeah, going to do this for like 20 minutes. Nice little way to spend a Tuesday evening, or Wednesday evening, should I say. So we'll get cracking. I think he retired at like 34, 35. He was funny, him though. Are we using that one or this one?
This one.
That one. Oh, that's rock hard, that. Hey. Right, everybody. The final meal of the day is technically breakfast for dinner, which I know you're probably thinking is a little bit weird. However, having looked at my macros is basically what makes up your calories, so proteins, fats, carbs, for example. I am at my protein target and I'm low on carbs, so obviously we're training tomorrow. I need to top those up because carbs is essentially one of the most important things for footballers. So tonight's breakfast for dinner, I'll go into detail about this bad boy, by the way, is oat milk and porridge. Well, oats making porridge with oat milk. I've not explained that well. I'm having a bowl of porridge, basically, and I use oat milk. Then in this bad boy, this is something I've been taking every day. I've got a new toy, which is a juicer, and it's been a bit of a game changer for me, in all honesty. So in that one, we have spinach, kale, ginger, lemon, turmeric, and orange, all blended up, like purified, and it makes this. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, it tastes disgusting. This one, cranberry juice, this one, beetroot juice. Like I said, we've got the porridge cooking over there. This is probably the cleanest that I've eaten for a long time. I'm putting a big emphasis on sort of my body, my physical health, longevity. So there's a few changes that I've made. I don't know whether people follow this. If you do, let me know how long you've been doing it, what you think, sort of if you've experienced any benefits. So I'm basically following the gluten-free method. I need to take these porridge oats off, hang on. I've basically been following the gluten-free method for probably consistently about 4 months. Obviously I didn't in America, because nothing's gluten-free over in America, is it? But been tracking my calories and been sticking to gluten-free and then like no processed foods. And I'm trying to eliminate things like sugar. Obviously these two, not great for that, but is what it is. And I feel so much better for it as a result. Like I say, if you've tried it yourself, let me know what you think. I personally feel a lot better for it, not just physically, but mentally as well. I just feel like so much sharper. I'm less tired. I feel like I'm recovering better. Again, there's probably a load of different factors. I was thinking this in the car on the way home, like, I think as a headspace, this is probably like the best I've been in for some time, like probably the last 2 years. I think I probably didn't realise, I've always been like I'm like a very happy, upbeat person, but that's just like part of my personality. I probably lost a little bit of that this last 2 years. Probably again, mixture of being away from home and other sort of factors, but I feel like I'm in a much better headspace now, and that's probably, like I say, living back in my roots, which is nice. Being on top of my nutrition, my training, my recovery. It's like a snowball effect. If you look after one, it leads into the other, and like I say, not like manifesting things, but just feeling better as a result of taking control of things like your life, your health, physical well-being, all that sort of stuff. So this for dinner tonight, like I say, this little concoction, which tastes absolutely vile. Ugh. But can't not be good for you, can it? Let's be honest. It's like eating a full bag of spinach. Ugh. These two are fine to get down. But like I say, it's all about the health, good nutrients, good food. We've got the porridge cooking away. I need to start making that properly because it's a little bit late. It's 20 to 9. I'm supposed to have this meal at 8 o'clock, but obviously went and had a little kick around, which was nice. So I'm going to make this, and we'll do a little recap of the day, going through my totals, where I'm at, and yeah, wrap up another vlog. So final totals for today, 2,536 calories and 195 grams of protein. So decent day's eating. So hopefully, like I say, it varies from person to person what someone is needing to eat. Obviously, people watching won't need exactly what I need in terms of those totals, but hopefully it shows you a little bit about the emphasis that I put on my nutrition. To be honest, I didn't really start doing it properly until I obviously started my personal training qualifications. So once I boxed those off and sort of got a good understanding of calories and macros, that's obviously when my football performance improved. Sort of I got stronger, quicker, could recover quicker, all that sort of stuff. So nutrition is obviously massive if you're a footballer, which again, it's something that I try and put a big emphasis on, especially now as I'm getting old and turning into a bit of a fossil, 28 years young. So we'll see. We'll see how the body holds up. But again, ideally want to try and carry on playing football for as long as I can. So we'll see how we get on. Plans for the rest of the night, just going to chill. We're off today. Obviously, with it being a Wednesday, we're back in training tomorrow, and Thursdays are always going to be tough, especially after a day off. So probably going to get ran ragged a little bit whilst it's pre-season. But all part of the fun and games as we return to that first game of the season, which is slowly approaching, which I can't wait for. I've never been so excited for a season to start. I just want to get stuck into it. So not long, I think it's about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It goes quick. Like I said, that first game of the season will be here before you know it, which, like I say, we'll now wrap up another vlog. So appreciate everyone staying tuned. Thank you to everyone that has sort of hit that subscribe button. Like I always say, if you are new here, don't forget to leave the video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. We're closing on 5,000 subscribers, and I'll see you all in the next one.